I see you. Do you
Hey,
see me,
buddy.
Chuck? That means, dear viewer, you are looking at the first ever Fast Break Breakfast video podcast. It only took us 5 years.
Yeah. It's probably going to be bad.
Keith couldn't be here. You're lagging like crazy because you live in Buffalo Bill's dungeon. Loft.
Yeah.
Dungeon Loft.
Dungeon Loft.
So this will be an episode of Ground Chuck with a cameo of the Ram. I like that Ram.
It's pretty cool. Also, if you look, that's a sex swing.
Oh! My God! All right.
Girlfriend's in town for the weekend.
You know, we roll in hydroponic studios up in here.
Yeah, you got a lot of plants over there.
You see that? Oh, wait. I'm learning some weatherman shit right now. Over here. Right here is a sorted batch of Magic the Gathering cards, everyone.
Ooh.
On my girlfriend's sewing table, which pisses her off to no end.
How often does she sew?
And then she's sewing her wild oats right now in the other room. I'm missing a Predators game for this, believe it or not. But anyways, we should get to the basketball. Our topic today is faux forgotten. And Chuck, you made this up. Do you want to tell the dear viewers what faux forgotten is?
This is part of our faux series where we pick four players. Hey, John, we're on video now. You can just drink whenever you want.
I thought I would just show off my holographic WrestleMania cup.
That's pretty great. If we want to show off cups, this is more of a sad situation.
I haven't been to White Castle in years.
Yeah, I waited far too long in line for White Castle this morning. That was my breakfast. Oh, forgot to do breakfast. But we'll get to that in a second. My God, you're just like drinking.
This is why I don't host. This is why I don't host. I can't host.
So our 440 series, and I understand, not really reliable. I was supposed to do these every week. It's turned into a quarterly thing. But now we're continuing the Ground Chuck 440 series, 444 series with 4 forgotten. It's the 4 forgotten in the big picture sense that they're not in the Hall of Fame, and they might be one day, but they're favorite players of ours that are forgotten, or we feel don't get talked about enough in historical conversation.
I'm curious how this live stream will go down, because right now you're moving in like a real slow-mo type thing, and you kind of look like an Ewok from Return of the Jedi, and your mouth opens slowly and closes slowly. It's kind of awesome. And right now you're kind of giving me the Boban titties.
Yeah, I got this Boban shirt. You can catch it on T-Public.
T-Public. Yeah, I think it's tpublic.com/user/fastbreakbreakfast.
Yeah.
Let's kick it off. So this is players. So I guess definitely not in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
And players that you might.
Hey man, we got to get back to the show structure. People are used to.
Okay.
We don't have to. Do you want to? I ate White Castle.
I need details.
I got 5 double cheeseburger sliders.
Only 5. I won't lie. I'm kind of surprised.
Well, I ordered 6 and then they forgot my girlfriend's food, so I gave her one of mine.
Oh, they forgot your girlfriend's food?
Yeah, she ordered 2 cheeseburgers and they never sent them to her. Just put the double doubles in there and forgot about the rest. It was a mess. The lady who worked there immediately looks at my girlfriend when we pull up to the drive-thru and goes, no offense, and then looks at me. Great beard. She had she had a couple teeth in her mouth, but none of the teeth had
2, 3, 4 teeth.
None of the teeth had good zip codes. It was like in the she had none of the boardwalk teeth. She had the weird ones in the back were still there. And they weren't well kept. But she liked my beard.
I do not like when people force you to choose between Crystal and White Castle.
My fiance and I, she's not my fiance.
I was about to say, you have news for us all.
We were having a discussion at the White Castle is Crystal's better. What's the difference? And I just don't think.
We're losing you. What are you saying?
There's no difference in establishments that sell basically wet meat napkins.
Listen to me, and listen very carefully.
I'd like your opinion on this.
There are real differences between Crystal and White Castle, and at one point in my life, I penned a very long epistolary essay on this very subject, which I will try to dig up and share with you and our listeners. But White Castle has better bread. Crystal has a better cheese meat bread synthesis with the onions. Also, Crystal uses better mustard. And their cheese is more of you're like a sharper cheese, whereas the White Castle cheese is more like a cheese-like pudding it's like a smear of cheese-like pudding over the bread meat synthesis. But that's what most people don't realize. It's really like a small piece of meatloaf, White Castle and Crystal. That's
exactly what it is.
Because that meat is no longer meat. It's like a paste.
Right.
But
it all becomes this one thing. Molecularly, I'm sure there's a term for it. Like
gastronomy.
It's it's umami.
Can you hear Allie screaming about the Preds game in the background?
My girlfriend's on my bed laughing at The Simpsons with her earphones on, so if you hear laughter.
She's been there the whole time?
Yeah.
I've never even met this person.
I'd show you the bed, but if you think the sex link is weird, there's going to be other stuff on the bed.
I saw motion. I saw Sasquatch. We got to get this show on the road. Give me your number 4, Chuck. Who is the 4th on your 4 forgotten?
Little editorial note. We both thankfully talked about the players. Apparently, we picked 3 out of the 4 of the same players, but I'll start out with my number one most, whatever, forgotten player, I think, is Detlef Schrempf.
Yes, Detlef Schrempf was number 1 on my list.
He was number 1. He's number 1 on my list. He was the fourth on my list. But yeah, Pacer, Sonic, Blazer. He was on that Blazers team and almost beat the Lakers.
I forgot about that.
And international player that kind of never got a chance to be the number 1 guy on a team, and maybe that was like international discrimination. Back in the day, they didn't think a guy like that could beat. But he had the skill set and did everything well. He was always a great defender, from what I remember. I didn't look up any of the stats or anything, so this is all
That's not what Fofo Forgotten is about. We're talking about the essence of players. And there was something essential about Detlef Schrempf. Everybody knew who Detlef Schrempf was. He was like your 6th man of the year, perennial all-star, almost guy. And now it does feel like he, maybe it's because when I was going through this list, like, I tried to think of guys who truly were forgotten. So that eliminated guys like Penny Hardaway and Larry Johnson, who aren't in the Hall of Fame, but they're not forgotten because they had commercials. They had they had stuff that you can never forget.
Right.
Now Detlef Schrempf does have, and this is why your list is already better than mine, because you went 4 and I went 1. Detlef Schrempf was on Parks and Rec.
He had that Entertainment 720 cameo.
And if you have a dalliance with Ron Swanson, that is a dalliance with greatness.
I effectively have become Ron Swanson after many forays into historic zoning board meetings.
Can you please become Ron Swanson permanently?
I really think I could. I've thought a lot about getting into woodworking. I think it would be great, but I'd probably lose a finger as I'm clumsy.
Well, I mean, your hobbies now, you could just as easily lose a finger in those places you put them, so I don't really see an upgrade or a downgrade here. My number 4, Ho Grant.
Oh! Love it. Ho, it's Christmas time.
Them rec specs? How many kids? I wore rec specs that I probably did not need because of Horace Grant. I don't think I needed. I'm guilty of over-accessorization. And I wore the rec specs that I didn't need the rec specs.
Is it true that during your the rehabilitation of your knee that you got trained, you were walking with a cane that had sword in it? Did I hear that correctly?
The sword cane is Allison. Allie, fetch me my sword cane. Can you please bring me my sword cane? If it is,
hey. You know what I want to do, John? It's going to mess up, whatever. I don't know if it'll mess up. I want to put on this light that I put here to try to make it look better. Do I look better or worse?
It's better for the viewer, I think. Worse for you.
You should all see how worn. And you think that the life that I've described on the podcast over these years has played no effect. I looked much younger when we started this podcast.
Right. That's factual.
Yeah.
But no one has aged as swiftly and as creepily as Keith.
Keith is 71 years old. His entire beard. Kids just made his beard white.
There's the whole presidential term thing, and I think if you want to see sunken eyes, have yourself not one but two kids.
And he's a stay-at-home dad that drinks until the last game of the West Coast matchup.
I think he's chilling out. But Horace Grant, the thing about Horace Grant is people forget, he went to the Magic, and that was a team that probably should have gotten a ring.
Yeah, swept. They're garbage.
They
weren't going to beat the team.
But Shaq stays, they get a ring, right? Right?
Maybe. Yeah, if Shaq stays and Penny's healthy, and Nick Anderson remembers how to shoot a free throw.
Yeah, he gets more ring, gets another championship with LA. I mean, this is a player who is one of the best rebounders in the league for a long time, and I feel like if he didn't have the rec specs, we wouldn't remember him at all.
Yeah, I forgot about that Lakers championship.
Yeah,
but he was all time. Glue guy by the textbook definition. Never complained. Played insane tough nose defense in an era where that was everyone's calling card was putting players on the paint on the court if they try to lay up. And he was that dude. So yeah, 100%. I'm with that whole shit.
Brings me to number 3, Harvey Grant. Even more forgotten.
You going Ha?
Going Ha Grant. We're going Grant twins. And all you need to know is that you forgot Harvey Grant existed, and he was a really good player on the Bullets who was somehow overshadowed by my number 4 player, Horace Grant. Thereby, he has to be higher.
He has to be higher. This is correct. It's flawless.
Who's number 3 for you?
My third guy is Orlando Blackman.
It was also on my initial list.
Yeah. My first finals that I remember watching with any sort of basketball knowledge, I was probably more knowledgeable then was the 94 finals with the Knicks and the Rockets. And it was the first time that I loved, but I didn't know anything about basketball. By fourth grade, I had trading cards, everybody's stats, and that final series, Pat Riley woefully underplayed Blackman. I thought he was the toughest dude alive. He kind of brought that he instilled that ethos. I don't know if the ethos is the right word, but that mystique that those New York teams had under Pat Riley is just being, we'll just fuck you up. We're not here to play finesse basketball. We're going to put you on the ground anytime you jump near the basket, and we're going to pound the rock, and it's going to be a mess. And Blackman was that dude for me. And he didn't get played in the finals, and Pat Riley's been quoted as saying that that's one of his biggest regrets, is that he played him more in the 94 finals.
So, I think this is a good pick, because I think if he didn't have that one All-Star performance...
where he hit that game?
I don't think anyone would even remember that he exists if you're not a Knicks or Mavs fan. I don't think... But he was a really good player for a really long time. similar to my number 2 player, Rod Strickland. I think was one of the best offensive scoring guards of my lifetime, and is kind of summarily not remembered at all.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like only like the, it's like he's a super deep cut. Like, he doesn't have a cool name like Mo Cheeks.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a cool name like Mo Cheeks. He doesn't have like...
Strickland's a great name.
It is a great name, but it's not like, it doesn't stick in the... It's not an earwig name.
Yeah.
It's like a NASCAR name.
Yeah.
It's not an NBA name. It's not like a 6'2", smallish black point guard.
No. He was that's like the name of like a detective in a crime novel.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he was
Dashiell Hammett's Rod Strickland series.
Right. Rod Strickland was that. For those, I don't remember when he was playing with the Bullets. I loved him on that team. He played in Miami for a season. But by then he was washed. But yeah, those Portland Bullets.
More washed in Miami, Rod Strickland or Tim Hardaway?
Tim Hardaway peaked in Miami. I mean, he played his best basketball in Miami. He wasn't as explosive as he was in Golden State, but I think he was a better. He'll admit he was a better basketball player when he played in Miami. He probably was flashier.
More washed in Miami, Rod Strickland or Dwayne Wade right now?
Ooh. Wade's not washed. He's actually,
I'm trolling on all fronts, man.
You're
paying the troll toll right now.
Final season for Wade. He's actually contributing, and he's not like acting like it's a Oscar performance.
It's certainly not as irritating as the Kobe Bryant thing we went through, which is nice. Go ahead and give me your number 2. When we finish, we have some questions from the Slack chat. I was hoping this would be our first ever YouTube live, but turns out they have to make sure we're not Alex Jones. So we have a 24-hour window. But we're going to start doing these. This is fun.
How are they going to make sure? Are they going to look at our tweets? Because that could be...
Ouch. Sketch. Hope they like wrestling gifs. And we will make sure Chuck's internet connection's a little faster next time. We'll do some troubleshooting. Because I'm getting some very staticky robot Chuck right here, which is kind of awesome, but also kind of terrifying. Chuck, who are you number 2? Who does number 2 work for?
My number 2 is talent off those Knick teams that were so hard-nosed in the late 90s.
Anthony Mason. Yeah. Anthony Mason also
was another guy that we shared. Anthony Mason was a point forward before there was a point forward. He was 6'8". And as big as a dump truck, and could handle the ball, was incredible. Could only go right, which was weird, but he shot left, but would only dribble right, and had an interesting style to his game. But he had a weird free throw shots. He was always messing with his free throw technique. And he had that one free, we did that on a croissant question with Keith, the ugly shots in NBA memory. And it was his one-handed free throw where he would just hold the ball, but the hand would be off to the side. But he was an interesting character. Had the crazy side, head art, where he would have the shaved letters in the side look like graffiti.
Yeah, Mason was initially my number 4 because I feel like he's kind of unforgettable for his appearance and for his toughness. But I think that people have completely forgotten how good he was outside of being a tough guy. This is a guy who made an all-star team.
Right. And could, if he was, if he had the ability in the modern NBA, he didn't shoot threes. It was never. He never.
And that stuff, that stuff should be discounted. It was a different game.
Right. Nobody was ever taking a 6'8" power forward who was going to average 10 plus rebounds a game and goes, we need to get you to be able to shoot the long ball. They just didn't put the effort into it. Now lastly, with Anthony Mason, and this is a gigantic thing for me historically as a hip hop fan. He is the the New York Knicks player mentioned in the Notorious B.I.G. song, I Got a Story to Tell.
You sure he wasn't talking about Mace, the then rapper, now pastor?
No, not Mason Betha of Harlem World fame. Was also in a rap group called Children of the Corn with Big L and Cameron. This is deep cut stuff.
So much learning.
Mace, Anthony Mason, that Mace, he was the player that, according to this song, Biggie robbed when he came home. Mason came home to him having sex with his girlfriend.
Oh,
yeah.
So who was having sex with who? Here,
so the story starts. It's a great song. It's called I Got a Story to Tell. It starts about Biggie meeting this girl, and she is getting the line is she's getting dick from a player from the New York Knicks. And she's at his house, and he's having sex with her at his house. Anthony Mason comes home. He's in that ass while he's playing against the Utah Jazz. And then the game's over. He comes home. She gets nervous. Then he ties her up and then robs him, so he doesn't have to kill him.
Wow.
This is all verified by the rapper Fat Joe. It's always been in the ether that everybody always wondered who was the player that Biggie talked about in that song. And shortly after Anthony Mason passed away, God bless the dead, Fat Joe came out and said that's who it was. And it was also verified by Puff Daddy, who was
Anthony Mason's toughness.
Well, Biggie had a gun. According to the song, here's the thing. Now we can never know. If we
it's going back up a little.
What's that?
It's going back up a little, but then also, your girlfriend cheats on you with like the world's fattest man.
With a lazy eye.
Yeah. I just learned a lot. I got to process this information. Chuck, I'm going to give you my number one. We'll save the best for last. My number one, Mark Price.
Oh. Mark Price
led a team to the finals.
Mark
Price, people remember Craig Elo more than Mark Price. Mostly because Craig Elo got, slid out of the picture by MJ. But come on, I mean, Mark Price was an elite player at the college and NBA level, and is just not even. I mean, I feel like people remember Terry Porter better than Mark Price.
Yeah.
I feel like Mark Price didn't even get his video game run,
Yeah, I mean, he's like the third guy on the NBA Jam pick list.
Scott Skiles at least was on a team with Shaq and had 30 assists in a game. Yeah, Mark Price gets nothing.
What gets me, Mark Price just looks like a dude that would be coaching in the NBA right now.
Mark Price looks so horrible.
Does he?
I mean, he just looks.
I googled Mark Price, but then my computer would freeze on me.
Yeah, I don't think you can Google. I don't think you can use
Siri.
I don't think you can use anything.
Yeah.
Who's your number one, Chuck? Then we'll take it.
So my number one, GOAT, is a former Miami Heat player. I fell in love with him when he played with Miami. Then played with the Lakers.
A Heat player.
Championship. Yeah, I know. But this player, I think deserves to be in the NBA Hall of Fame. It's the one and only Glenn Rice Sr.
Hey. I remember him mostly for the perhaps anachronistic Sarah Palin sex story, but I don't care if it's true.
He says it's true.
Yeah, I know.
He said it was a very respectful thing, and they took their time, which definitely to me means he put it in her butt.
I wonder if Wilt Chamberlain had sex with Lady Bird Johnson. I wonder if
man,
who was hitting that Betty Ford? Not Vin Baker, I'll tell you that. Sorry.
No, that's in reality, he would have thrived in today's NBA. He was like a 6'7" shooter and who could handle the ball. I don't know if he was a good defender or anything, but he could. He was great to watch and one of the most beautiful 3-point shots of all time.
Hey, I know this. Glenn Rice, he would shoot his shot. especially at the Alaska Invitational with a young congressional hopeful. Let's take a few questions.
Yeah.
Do you have, Love Kebabs 42069 asks, do you have any NBA-related New Year's resolutions?
I'm going to watch 2 games a week. That's it.
Okay.
We should watch more.
I'm not going to divulge whether that's more games or less games watched. All right. You're looking at my resolution. There will be more video content this year. Trying really hard to learn this stuff, get this stuff going. I think it's more fun for everybody. We want to get into more and new different kinds of media. Let's go to the Jabberwalker. What players are one skill away from making leaps?
Giannis is a 3-point shot away from starting on the Monstars.
Yeah, I was pretty sure you were going to go there.
That's a joke. Ben Simmons, all these kids who the analytics have told to never shoot anything outside of 4 feet from the basket, which it's great, but when these kids' heads aren't working anymore, I think. But Ben Simmons hit that shot the other night against the Jazz, I guess.
Let's stay with the Holy Philly Trinity. Markelle Fultz.
Yeah.
He's one skill away.
If Hassan Whiteside had the skill of just thinking.
Yeah.
At all.
On a more serious candidate, I feel like Chris Dunn is an outside shot away from being pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like, I hate to keep saying guys like that. Why don't we talk about, what if Kat or Jokic figured out defense? My God.
Right.
There's a lot of candidates like that. Let's stay with the Philly stuff, though. I think this is very interesting. Patrick Kirtner asks, if Embiid got hurt, would the Sixers make the playoffs in the East?
Shout out Pat Kirtner. Great basketball mind.
One of the best slackers.
Well, who make the thing?
Joel Embiid plays for the Sixers.
The Sixers. What was the question?
If Embiid got hurt, would the Sixers make the playoffs in the East?
I don't know.
This is an indictment of the East.
Yes.
That you're thinking about it is an indictment of the East.
No, yes. They still have Jimmy Butler, and, they still have Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler by himself in the weak East is an 8 seed.
It's hard to argue with the argument that Jimmy Butler because Jimmy Butler in the West was willing a bad Wolves team to the playoffs.
Right.
But I'm going to say fucking no. Because I watched the Sixers last night get destroyed by the Blazers without Embiid. And there's just unwatchable basketball. Can't do anything.
Behind Embiid, though, they're so thin at any sort of real rim protection or anything like that. And the Blazers, while none of those guys are amazing, Jake Layman and whatever. Is Layman a power forward?
He's a something forward.
He's a something forward.
I wouldn't call him. He's not big. No,
he's not big. But they have those bigger guys that could cause problems. Jokic and one of the Plumlees.
Nurkic. I wish they had Jokic. Can you imagine Jokic? Jokic surrounded by those shooters? Also, can you imagine Jokic and Nurkic on the same team again? What would Mike Malone do then? What would Matches Malone do with Nurkic, Jokic, and Plumlee?
Because we all know Paul Millsap's an upgrade.
Hey, I have a strange prediction to make. I've bashed Millsap for a while, but I think Millsap's going to come around and have a good second half of the season. I don't know why I think this, just based on a few things from watching way too many Nuggets games. And I'm worried that Barton and Millsap's returning is going to end my Monty Morris show, which I'm enjoying so much. I like Monty Morris and Juancho Hernan Gomez so much more than Millsap and than Millsap and Barton. So much more on every level.
The fact that we can just say Juancho ever. Well, I mean, just that alone.
And really, I just want to take this time to wish everyone in our Slack and all of our listeners and now viewers a Happy New Year. This has been the first ever video podcast. I hope it worked. I assure you it. It can only get better from here if it even exists. Chuck, say goodbye to our listeners, and I'll see you soon, hopefully, buddy.
Hey, y'all. I love you. Thank you for watching and shit. It's great. I'm going to smoke some weed now.
That sounds infinitely better than what... I'm going to smoke some meat now. Booyakasha.